In this video, we'll take a look at the set existing track fade in, and set existing track fade out options. And really they work very similarly. In many music tracks, you can see that there's a fade in and a fade out, particularly in this one. If there isn't an intro, there might not be a fade in. But in many exit or outro or endings of a music track, there's often a fade out. And so you can adjust that duration here with these options here. We'll go ahead and look at the fade out here. You can see that this is a pretty long fade out for this particular music track. It looks like it's, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 or 8 seconds here. And I can tell that by zooming in. We're going to actually be automatically zooming in, but just to show you, we have the ability to zoom in on a music track here, and you can scroll and you can see, and so I get a little bit better view if I can zoom in much more if I want to. But when I know that I want to go ahead and adjust this, it's again, if I have a 1 minute and 46 second track here, say that I need it to be 1 minute and 45 seconds. So what I can do is go ahead and click on the fade out region. I could again do it on the fade in, but we're going to do the fade out in this case. It's much longer. We have much more to deal with. So I'll go ahead and toggle this open. And what you can see here is I've already typed in 1 minute and 45 seconds just to save some time. But to begin with, you can see that if I can drag this here, and if I want to, and I can eyeball it if I want to, but it's much easier to just enter in a time here and click on set fade out region, and it's going to go ahead and pop right to that point. Now what we're seeing here is the far left is 100% volume and the far right is 0, and anything to the right of this region here is going to be cut off when I click on make new track with fade. So once I have this, once it's popped right into the right position on the far right, I can drag this far left. And I'm going to do that just kind of at the beginning of where it starts to fade out. And it's going to redo this and fade out here. Just going to sound much more natural if I go ahead and do that over this. And it's going to sound like it was designed that way to begin with. So we'll go ahead and click on Make New Track with Fade. And now I have a 1 minute and 45 second track. And I didn't really have to eyeball it. I was able to just go ahead and get it precisely where I wanted it. And I'll just go ahead and come back here and note that you can do fractions of a second. You can see here that we have, if you roll over these spaces here, they actually have little things where I can go ahead and click. And well, it may be hard to see. I can get those fractions of a second, which is very common in music tracks. It's really actually quite rare that you're trying to get something like 1 minute and 45 seconds. It's usually something like 1 minute, 45 seconds, 0.32 or something like that. And so this lets you get to that. You can go ahead and arrow this. You can actually go ahead and enter that in if I wanted to. Let's say if I was going to do 45.32, I could do that here and enter that as well. And I can pop that to that region. It looks like I might have, since I have 1 minute and 45 seconds, that's not going to work. So it's not going to let you enter in a time that's longer. But you can see here that once I adjusted it for something smaller than that track, then I'm able to go ahead and do that. And so that's how you can get your fade out or fade ins to be precisely what you need for your music tracks.